Hi, this is Dave Coriel with Christian Endeavor, and today I'm going to be offering you a short seminar on conflict and how to actually use conflict for something good, even though we often see it as something that's challenging. Some of you will be listening in different languages, so I'm going to take my time and allow people to do some translation along the way. First, I want to talk about 3 facts that we deal with conflict. So, with these 3 facts, the first fact is that conflict is natural. It isn't something that we should feel is abnormal. Conflict isn't something that we should try to always avoid, though some of us feel that if there's any conflict at all, that it means that we're doing something wrong, but really that's not the case at all. Back in Genesis, when we read about God creating Adam, and Adam doing what he did in the garden, naming the plants, the animals, and doing these tasks, one of the things that we recognize is in Genesis 2, God says that it is not right for man to be alone. And so then at that point, he creates Eve. And ever since that moment, there has been conflict. And it has nothing to do with the fact that he created a woman and then all of a sudden there was conflict. So I don't want to hear any of that. It has everything to do with when there is more than one person, there's going to be conflict. It is absolutely natural. And so you need to recognize that it's just a natural thing. It will always be with us. So we need to understand how is it that we deal with the natural conflict that happens in our lives. So first fact, it's natural. Second fact is that it's a gift. It is really hard for us to think about conflict as a gift. But people that can deal with conflict, whether it's between them and one other person, or if it's in a team and a whole group of people, those people that have conflict and learn how to deal with it will have deeper intimacy. They'll have higher levels of trust and just honesty, because people will begin to recognize that people in that team will share their true opinion. Whereas in some settings where there's never conflict, the reason there isn't conflict is because people choose not to share their true feelings. They would rather avoid conflict than be honest and real. So conflict is natural. Conflict is also a gift. The third fact is that conflict impacts people differently. Impacts differently. When we think of conflict, sometimes we think of things like this. It's that shark in the water. And some people have a personality that when it comes to conflict, they act like a shark. And other people will act like other types of animals. There's an online survey. It's you can find it for free if you do a Google search and you look for animal conflict assessment. You will come up with options for this, and it has 5 different types of animals that can relate to our personalities. And on the one extreme, there's the shark. There are people, when they're in conflict situations, the teeth come out and they want to attack. On the other extreme, there are people that are turtles. As soon as there's conflict, then their head pops into the shell and they want to avoid conflict altogether. In between those 2 extremes of those animals, you have 3 other animals. One is a fox that is kind of taking conflict and tries to manipulate the situation so that they can get what they want. Next to that is an owl. An owl is the animal type that tries to get everybody talking and everybody relating together. And then finally, there's the teddy bear, which, if you have a teddy bear, you know everybody just likes to give it a nice hug. And a teddy bear personality is just concerned that everybody is feeling okay. Now, with these different personality types, you have to recognize that everyone is just not the same. In fact, that's one of my first laws of leadership is everyone is not like me. So when you go into a conflict situation, recognizing that people are different is important, because they may not react the same way that you are going to react. And that's a good thing. It shows that God is a big God. He makes us differently, but understanding that can really help you as you go into conflict situations in leadership.